Hello and welcome back to the Weekly Woof. Hopefully you can hear us. Let us know down in the comments if you can hear us. I've got some new glasses. If you can't see. So if you haven't joined for the last time before lockdown,
No, before Christmas.
before Christmas,
After
we've been a 2-week break, haven't we? I'm Thumper. My pronouns are they, them, and
I'm Zael, and my pronouns are he, him.
so this is the Weekly Woof. We've got a little advisory. Oh, we can hear you. Hey, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
So just to let you know, some of the content that could be shared tonight could be of 18+ nature, so please be aware of that. So what's the Weekly Woof?
So the weekly I can't
The
speak.
Weekly Woof.
The Weekly Woof. The Weekly Woof is a talk show that we started doing in order to kind of educate people about different topics within the kink and fetish and LGBTQ plus communities. And we always have a different theme for each episode just to make things interesting, and we tailor our guests to those themes. So this week's theme is pup play and female representation in the kink and fetish community. And we have a very special guest with us, Rogue. Are we changing?
So hello, Rogue.
Hi, Rogue.
Hi.
Oh God, you're a bit louder than you were before. I was like, ooh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
it's-
I'll quieten down.
It's
No,
all
no.
right. No, we love you all the same. So welcome, Rogue. Do you want to talk about yourself? Because you've got a title and you, amongst other stuff, do you want to explain who you are and what you're doing here?
Nah, I'm no one special. I'm just
You
here.
are.
No. No, I'm Rogue, obviously. I like to call myself the OG purple pup. I am the first runner-up of Mr. Puppy 2020. I can't even remember my title. Wow. Yeah. I've been in the scene for coming up to like 6 to 7 years now. And I was one of the first females to be out. I'm not going to say the actual first because I wasn't, but yeah.
That's great. So what is, just for people who don't know, what is the Puppy UK? What does that mean?
So Puppy UK is kind of like a national election, in which pups can nominate themselves to take part, and they give a speech. They plan a campaign in order to make the pups more out there and not just kind of sexualized all the time.
That's great. Yeah, because also, if I'm right, I might be wrong. You were also the first female to enter that competition. First year they let females join in the competition because they had a name change from Mister, and they got rid of it, didn't they? Right?
Yeah, they dropped the Mister after the competition. So, for example, if I had won the election, then I would have had the sash that said Mr. Puppy on it, but they had made the sash different, so you could take the Mr. off and change it for Miss or MX.
That's great. That's
But
very inclusive. So we talked a bit about pup play, and you want to talk a bit about how you actually got into pup play and kink and fetish in general, so the larger, broader community.
so, how did I get into pup play? I got into pup play by reading a lot of fan fiction when I was younger. Yeah, there was parental controls on my parents' computer, so I ended up reading fan fiction instead of other things. And yeah, that kind of perked my ears, as you say, and I started exploring more about it. And then when I turned 18, I went to my first pup event, Pounce. Yeah, Pounce, and there's only me and I think 2 other pups there. So that's how long ago it was. That was that was actually a pony event. There were more ponies there than pups at that time.
Because there has been quite a significant boom in the amount of people pup play. I guess you've seen that over your years. Okay.
Are you calling me old?
I'm not calling. Everyone says I'm calling everyone old.
Come on.
Excuse me. I am very young. I don't know what happened. I was only 18 2 years ago. Nearly
It's
3.
fine. You just look 60.
I look 60. I'm not 60. That's the bit that people get. But so I think you've been on a lot on the scene. I've only been on the scene about a year and a half, 2 years. So I guess how long have you been on the scene? You don't mind me asking?
Me?
Yeah.
6 to 7 years now. Jesus, I started when I was. Technically, I started when I was 17.
You went to your first pup event when you were 18. Everything's fine. That's okay.
Yes. I went to my first pup event when I was 18.
Everything was fine.
Yeah. So.
So what was kind of, obviously, everyone has their own adventures when they get into the kink and fetish community and pup too. So what was something kind of that is a highlight of your years spent in those communities? Like, what was something that made you think, oh, I'm really happy that I joined this community?
I mean, there's so many moments over like the last God knows how long. I've made friends for life out of it. But like specific moments is really difficult to try and think of because there's just so many.
Would you say it's sort of the community feel? The community has been what you've gained out of
being in the community? Yeah.
We gained a community by being in a community. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah, just the community and everything. I mean, the puppy UK election that was quite memorable. But my first time being out as a pup, my first pride and consecutive prides. I think I ended up doing about 7 prides one year.
Did a pride with me. I remember that one. Pride in Surrey. We were walking in Pride in Surrey, and that was a great event. Tom says hello and says I should act my and I act over the age of 60. And also Sparky, Sparky, Lester Sparky.
Lester Sparky.
Hi, Sparky.
Sparky says hi. It's like a reunion. It's like a little reunion. Everyone's just going to comment now and go hi. So obviously we talked about really good moments. You've been to Prides. I've been to Prides with you. This was fun. The Puppy UK elections.
I haven't been to any prides yet.
No, you haven't been. We'll take you one day.
Please touch me.
Touch it. So what's been maybe struggle or a time where you felt not a part of the community or had a bit of a struggling time, and how did you overcome that? How did you go, oh, this is happening, I need to make myself better, and how do I do that, and what did I do? That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started being a pup, obviously a lot of the events were actually held in male only venues, so it'd be kind of irritating, going to like a venue with some friends and then they'd go to the after party bit and I wasn't allowed to go in.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, and I feel like it is still a pretty big problem with some of the events that happen that are not very inclusive towards females, and yeah, it's still an issue. It's gotten a bit better, I think, but there's still a lot of work to do.
Definitely. So is there any other things that, because hopefully events are trying to start doing it, or about hopefully
when events are up again.
When events are up again, yeah. We'll talk a bit more about this a bit later. Is there any other things that have in the pup community or larger that has affected your time, or?
Yeah, I mentioned it previously on the live chat that we've done before, Thumper.
Yep.
Where I got called a freak during London Pride. That made me question myself and whether I should really be doing this. But
So was it just like a random person who called you that because you were wearing your pup gear stuff?
yeah, it was. I went up to the barriers, as you do.
I
Oh,
got,
that's
I got bit at the back.
maybe I shouldn't be going to
We
prides.
know who that was, but how did you over? So I think we've all had words called at us at some points. And I've definitely had it where not in such public area, but in private situations, had
I
those
mean, we
words
had a
used.
situation here on the Weekly Woof.
Oh yeah, we
too.
had it on
Yeah.
Weekly Woof. But how did you overcome that? How did you overcome someone saying that, and how did you go, actually, no, that's not what I am? Or even go, yeah, I am a freak. F it. F it. I am what I am. I enjoy what I do. How did you overcome it? How did you go, pick yourself back up and go, yes, I'm going to carry on doing pup play. I enjoy doing it. Keep doing it.
Just, one person doesn't have to affect your whole outlook on what you do in your life. After that, I had so many friends in the pup after party, and I was playing, and it was just, it was just having a great time afterwards, and it didn't even really sink in till like a couple of days later that that's what happened. But it's just one person versus the whole community.
I think we've got to realise that we've got such a large community supporter. One person saying something, we've got 50 people saying supporting us. Only one person in. Okay? What are they going to do? They're going to walk home, go and lay in their bed and just be how they want to be. We don't care. We'll have fun. You can go and be small-minded and be in your own little way. I feel like I'm about to slap someone in the face, though. I'm like, small-minded, go away. So do you think we're ready to go on to the game?
I think we're ready to go on to the game.
I feel like we need some intro music. I keep forgetting to cue this up like a little game music.
We had an intro music and we just never put it in.
We do have the nice transitions though. That would make a nice noise.
There we go.
There we go. So Zael, do you want to introduce what the hell is going on?
Yes. So we always have a little bit of a game in the middle of our talk show, podcast, this thing that we're doing. And we kind of try to make it a different game every single time and for it to be a bit more educational. That's my segment. I always do the game, which I'm really happy about. So today's game is What's This Item? We'll present Rogue with an item on the screen, and then she has to guess this item. And we'll have a little bit of a discussion what this item symbolizes, and for certain people, and also kind of its importance within the community at large.
Well, anyway, sorry, we forgot to say hey to someone. Hey Ben, I've seen so many messages. I'm trying to look at 15 different places. I've missed messages.
Yeah.
If I do miss you, I apologise. Say hi. We'll hopefully have some time to have a little chat to the messages in between. So are you ready to go on to the first one?
Yes, absolutely.
Are you ready to go on the first one?
Yeah.
They're super hard. You're never going to get them.
They're so hard. They're so difficult.
So hard.
Also, I've got some. Oh God, there's a pun there. Oh, I won't do it. I'm holding back. I've got some of the objects next to me as well, so I'll be able to physically show you as well. Hope. Not other things. We're going to go on to the first one.
Oh.
What's this? I've got some other examples down here.
Yeah. What do you think this is, Rogue?
Oh God, I need a bit of a drink. I've got some examples. There's some examples here. I'm also wearing one.
I mean, that's a collar.
That is a collar.
Oh, wait, is it a collar? Are you sure?
Oh God, you can't do that.
Oh, there he is. It is a collar.
It definitely is a collar. Like, what else is going to be? So Obviously I've got some different ones here, so then I'm trying to see if I'm on screen. So on the one here is sort of like a day collar, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of a chain,
Yeah.
casual.
And then
Yeah.
that's sort of more the play ones. I've got more of a bondagey sort of one.
Yeah.
So what's the? There's no one. What's the importance of collars within the community? There's a lot. It's also with the BDSM community as well. It's not just pup community. There's a lot of symbolisation with collars. Isn't
There is a lot of symbolisation with collars. It does vary from dynamic to dynamic. You know, within the pup world, you can collar yourself. Because you know, obviously, most dogs have collars. You know, for people starting out, they can just go to Pets at Home or a pet shop and just get a dog collar and just put it on. But then there's also that symbolisation between master and pup, or mistress and pup, or whatever you wish to be called, and pup.
Dom sub relationship, isn't it? DS relationship.
Yeah, DS relationship, and to a lot of people, collaring can actually mean the same as marriage. It's that sacred to them.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of an committed relationship, even if it's not romantic. It's committing to a kink relationship for a lot of people.
Because I'm hopefully getting collared when COVID goes away and someone can actually bring a collar finally. And yeah, it's that sort of commitment that I will be there for you and I'll be yours, and that I will do what I'm told because I'm wearing your collar and I'm owned by you. And it's quite a nice. I find it a nice relationship. I enjoy it. Some people it's not for them. Some people it is. Go on to the next one.
Wouldn't know.
Oh. I've got it here as well. Oh, it's.
So what do you think this is, Rogue?
I mean, quite obviously, that's. Oh, I don't know.
What is it?
Could it be a leash?
It is a leash or a lead or whatever you want to call it. So guess these are a bit more. I always think these are a bit more of a play thing than a day-to-day thing.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's also, you know, a bit of a social thing. Obviously, when you're at social events, you can also have leashes and stuff. But yeah, it's a little bit more of a play thing.
Do you have any discussion on it?
I mean, no, not really much more than what you've already said. I like them, but to me, they're actually more of a fetish than a plaything.
Yeah, some people like it sport. I know some people that when they're a bit nervous going to events like Pride and stuff, they'll attach to their collar, and then they've got someone sporting them. Because there's nothing wrong with wearing a collar and a lead at Pride. There shouldn't be anything wrong with it. It shouldn't be. And it's very supportive for people because if you're uncomfortable, you know you've got this physical thing attaching you to someone else. You know you've got that support behind you.
And
yeah,
like, and in the grand scheme of things, Prides are busy. So easy to just get lost when you have someone on a lead.
I get lost at Tesco's.
Listen, you get.
I get lost at Tesco's.
I should bring a leash and,
right.
and leash you in Tesco's.
Please do.
With me. So many times.
I mean, it's also like a form of grounding as well. It's a physical grounding. So because there's a lot of neurodiverse pups and other people having that physical thing to ground them when they're having a sensory overload due to the amount of crowds or smells, sounds, sights, having that collar and that leash just reminds them that they are safe and they're being held, so it grounds them down.
I think they're quite important. As much as we joke around and go, "Oh, they're just a bit of a fetish." There's many people that I know.
For some people, there are a safety item. There are things that make them feel safer.
What's this? I think someone else has got one on. I'm gonna.
Wait.
That is a boot.
A boot.
A boot.
Is it? Yes, it's leather boots.
Well, one boot. I just didn't say leather boots.
Well, we've got two there. There you go. So obviously, leather boots aren't just kink and fetish, are they? They're everywhere, but they've got a symbolisation, haven't they? Really?
I don't know too much about this one, actually.
Okay.
I love leather, and it is one of my things. But again, I've not really had that kind of relationship where I can explore it.
But because leather's a whole subculture in
Yeah,
the
well,
LGBT
it's one of
community.
the largest communities with fetish and
Yeah.
leather and LGBT community.
LGBTQ. And then obviously you have people within the leather community called boot blackers that will polish boots, look after boots, and look after leather. And there's nothing wrong with wearing leather at Pride. There's nothing wrong with leather outside. We all wear leather jackets. We all wear you see a lot of female presenter people wear leather, like they call hot pants, jeans. Well, they're like the tight leather leggings sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we all wear leather. We all like leather, and there's leather alternatives. You've got vegan leather, got all sorts of leather.
So you don't have to, you don't have to support. You
don't have to kill an
secondhand-
animal.
Yeah, you don't have to kill an animal if you don't want to wear new leather. You can have secondhand. You can have pleather or vegan. There are a lot of different options. Also, I have to say, I bought those shoes. Well, for Christmas.
Which shoes? Which shoes? Which shoes?
I'm very proud of those shoes, actually. But I put them on, and except for the first putting on, which was very annoying because they have to be worked in
and laced.
Most comfortable shoes I've ever worn. They're amazing. So
yeah.
I don't, even if you're not into leather that much, I would recommend the shoe.
And they last for a long time.
It's an investment. They will last me like 10 years if I could.
Yeah, those ones will last 10 years. Mine might be about 5.
Yeah,
they're not as good, but they definitely last you a long time. What's this? I've got one here.
I think it's the same one, actually.
It is the same one. What is this?
That's a waggy thingy.
That's a waggy thingy.
Waggy thingy.
I feel like if I'm going to wag it more, I'm going to hit myself in the face. What would you call this? Apart from a waggy thingy.
Told you. It's a waggy thingy. No,
Waggy
it's a tail.
It's also a certain type of tail. It's like a show tail, a square plug tail, don't they? So what's the difference between these and other tails?
It depends what other tails you're talking about. So like that is a show tail. You would wear that you could wear that in a public setting, and it doesn't really constitute towards like nudity or anything. But then you can also have plug tails, which are inserted. Imagination, do your thing. They are inserted, and they can be wagged manually by the butt.
Yep, just moving.
Yeah. So if you obviously we have kind of public decency, and we have to be cautious of what we wear sometimes in public. So yeah. So obviously show tails are pretty okay to wear. They're on clothes.
I don't know if people can see. I've tried to poke my fingers through. So it sort of goes through a belt, doesn't it? You just put your belt through it. You attach it to a belt or like a harness, a bottom harness, a leg harness, and you just attach it on, and then it's nice and waggy. And it looks quite cool. And it's got a little weight in the top, and it wags lovely as you're walking along because you just bounce and it wags naturally. Sorry, it's just hypnotizing. I don't know. I'm just gonna sit here all day.
Yeah. But tails don't always have to be. Are these like rubber tails? Those ones.
But they're like rubbery
because
sort of
when
feel.
I remember when we went at we're at Mr. Puppy UK, Puppy UK, you had a different tail, right?
Fluffy ones.
Yeah.
I made my own tail.
Oh.
It's got to be what, from 2 to 3 foot long of just fluff. Because I didn't want to buy one of those because I'm a border collie, and border collies have long fluffy tails.
Yeah.
So yeah, I made my own.
I mean, I have to say, when I saw you for the first time, and we started talking with Scruff too at Mr. Puppy UK, and I had very polarizing emotions at the moment because I found you quite intimidating, but at the same time I saw that tail, I'm like, I want to pet it, I want to touch it.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, people can pet my tail. I need to make a new one. It's gross at the moment. I need to make a new one.
Brush
I have
it.
made other people tails as well.
I mean, I might, be contacting you soon for a tail. Then. I want to get off there. I'm a Malamute. They're literally floofers.
They are big floofers.
They're very big.
Hey, Dan. We're gonna go. Oh God, you've caught something. I've got cuffs on and they're just flying everywhere. What's this? I've got one here.
It's a tug toy.
It's a tug toy or pup toy, yeah. It's they're fun to play with, especially if you've got another person. But outside of COVID, I love it. Every time that we show an item, the drop count just keeps going. The views keep going. I'm like, not bad. But yeah, it's a nice tug toy. Then fun to play with.
I guess
with
right now
people.
you can have a 6 meter long tug toy.
Yeah, 6 meters.
So, wait, 6 feet. But
Yeah.
social distance. Social distance tagging.
6 meters, bit far, but yeah, 6 foot.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're fun to play with other
I
people.
don't know. I'm from Poland. I'm not from England.
You don't know what feet are. We go metrics. You go.
This is a foot. Oh, right there.
So what are these?
Hoods.
Hoods. So we've got I always get my lefts and rights wrong here.
That's a right.
The one on the yellow one is a Mr. S one, and on the left is a grunge bunny one. So one of our friends in London who makes custom hoods for people. Absolutely amazing. They did a hood specialised for World AIDS Day, raised over £100.
Beautiful.
Lovely. And they do the designs, and it's quite open back. So the ones, the Mr. S one's quite restrained, and people don't like them. They're ones that are open.
Oh, it's a proper hood. It kind of envelops your entire head, so sometimes you can't hear well in it. It is that constraint on your head too.
Hey,
Hi,
Sophie! Sorry,
Wow.
both of us. Sorry.
We just saw that. I was like,
Well, both of us know this person, and we love Sophie.
oh, we love Sophie.
And it was just, we saw the love hearts as well. We must have gone like, ah!
But yeah, so you have different options. You have the closed Mr. S style hoods, which are usually neoprene, but you can also get them in leather. Or you can have the open style hoods like Grunge Bunny that are a little bit more free in the back. They just have straps in the back. Rogue, you have kind of one of those, right? Yeah, exactly. So just a strap.
And that's different material as well, isn't it?
This is leather.
Yeah.
So, because you can get different materials, can't you? So we've got the ones that we're showing on screen that I should click to show what the name of it's. Is neoprene. So it's like swimsuit. You've got leather. People also have rubber, and there's different types of rubber because you get the really thick, molded ones. You get new thinner ones from the new one in Thailand. They're doing some really nice rubber hoods.
Oh, Pet for Fun.
Pet for Fun. I think that's the one. No promo. No promo. If you want to support us, we're happy. But they got some lovely rubber hoods with all different clips and magnets and all.
Oh,
it
yeah,
looks all fancy.
I want one.
I'd want
but
one.
I'm poor.
They look. They're very expensive, and I've got other things on my item list. So yeah, what's the next one? What are these? I haven't got these. So I gave them to a
I
friend.
forgot to take them with me.
Oh, knee pads.
Knee
Sorry,
pads.
Yay!
2 screens going.
That's all right. So knee pads. Do you want to talk
Okay,
about? Oh, sorry.
One job.
I'm bad at
clicking.
So what sports and knee pads? What's up? Why are we saying knee pads?
It depends on what type of pup you are. A lot of pups have knee pads because they like to be on all fours. But obviously the human anatomy is not built for prolonged crawling. So we wear padded knee pads just to protect our knees a bit. They help us do like a bit more rough and tumble, unless you have my knee pads which just fall straight off. So
Same. Yeah, I also hide my phone. Well, not in the front, but I hide my phone on the side of my knee pads too. Sometimes.
I've
Bit of
got
a dangerous
pockets in my jacket.
Ish.
I just leave them in a bag locked away somewhere because I'm like, I'm not having anything valuable on me while I'm while I'm
Yeah,
busy.
you're a bit more aggressive than I am when jumping around.
Like tap. That's not a problem. What's this one? I've also got one here. I think people have seen me wear it on the Weekly Woof before.
That is a harness.
And
That is
do you know
a
what?
bulldog harness.
I was about to say,
isn't it?
yeah, I was about to say, do you know which one it's called? Bulldog or H harness? I always
Yeah.
know them as. I think their official name's Bulldog, but people
I
call them
think
the
it's-
H harness because of the
Yeah.
when you relax
The
them.
shape.
Yeah,
How is the X one called, where it's like crossed in the middle?
X harness
X harness. Oh, okay,
or
great.
crossed harness. I don't
Yeah.
think it's quite self-explanatory.
Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe people are a bit more creative, like with the bulldog one.
No,
what, like,
there is the gladiator one, isn't there? The one that's
I've got a gladiator
Yeah.
one.
yeah. I think they've
It
got
goes over your arm, your shoulder, and then it crosses across the front of your body and background.
yeah, because I think they've got a special name, but everyone just calls them gladiator ones. They resemble the gladiator harnesses. Would you say this is appropriate to go out in?
I don't have any issues with it personally. As long as you're, wearing like a t-shirt or something. Personally, I see no issues with it. But then again, it has a different meaning within like the gay community. So I think it really just depends on where you're going and what the situation is.
Yeah, because I think
Like,
the prides they're generally okay. I've seen a lot of people. And I was just sorry, you just reminded me of gay terminology. I don't think it's just gay, but do you know about the straps? Have you learned about it? This is not.
oh, that's really interesting.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's an educational piece. Not many people abide by it, but it's something that people used to abide by. Do you know what about the straps? About which way the straps?
yeah, the front straps mean you're alpha/top, and if they go around the back, you're a submissive.
Yeah, because do you know why?
Because you do them by yourself on the front, but you need someone else to do them around the back.
Yep. So it shows that you're having to be submissive because you're having to have someone put it on you, while on the front you're showing you're dominant because you do stuff for yourself. It's a bit weird, but
I mean, it's quite
it's
self-explanatory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not easy to forget.
Yeah. Obviously, with nowadays, especially with being colored being such an increasing in popularity and people knowing what being colored means. Yeah, the straps are not that widely used as signaling anymore.
Still good history point.
Yeah.
So what are these? What are those? I feel like we should have done what are those?
What are those? Yeah.
We should have done what are those? We
Oh.
lost
Those
the
are
perm.
leather chaps.
They are leather chaps. Nice pair of leather chaps.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
So people wear these differently. People wear them over jeans and do the cowboy look. Obviously, you used to ride horses, so you used to have the leather,
like sides protected, right?
yeah,
It was-
because you'd get chafing,
Yeah.
and burn. So then people copied those look because there's this whole cowboy aesthetic within the gay
Well,
community.
and chaps were also used by bikers. too,
Yes, and it's
because-
also the biker look.
Yeah.
Because also you get the oil and the heat from the engine. You'd have to protect your legs from the heat and oil that was spewing out of the old-fashioned motorbikes. Bit safer nowadays.
I was going to say, bikers still wear them nowadays. It's just with modern engines, it's a lot safer to ride without burning yourself.
Yeah, because it used to be quite bad. You used to get really bad burns if you didn't do it properly.
Yeah, but then you weren't a man who rode a motorbike if you didn't have the burns.
Yeah, true. Or burns on your hands for fixing the engine when it's still hot, and yeah. But obviously, people wear these differently. So people wear them without anything, without jeans or anything, or just wear a jock strap, which is fun.
Various ways to customize them, definitely.
I think, and there's ways where it's appropriate in your house and appropriate outside. When stuff starts to become quite visible, or the backside is quite visible, then it starts going, that's not really appropriate. But with a pair of trousers underneath or a good pair of shorts underneath, they're quite appropriate to wear out. I think they look quite hot like that. I prefer them like that than with like jock strap. I find it looks a bit weird with jock.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's because I'm not gonna go into image terminology. Either way, yeah, and
Oh
I
God,
know.
it took me
I
a little
think-
while to work that one
No,
out. though.
sorry. I was about to say something. I was like, oh, this might be not very appropriate for the group. So let's just continue on without me
We'll
saying
move
this.
on. We're not gonna.
I would say, kind of a good, you, can't say good now. Good rule of thumb, for anything that
We
you
do have to
wear.
finish at 9 o'clock. You know.
Oh, can I finish? Okay, thank you. So a good rule of thumb is for all of the things that you wear, common decency. If your bits and bobs are showing, don't wear it in public or cover yourself before wearing those items.
Definitely.
And what do we always say?
Gear doesn't make a pup.
So if you haven't got gear or you can't afford gear, it doesn't make you any less or more of a pup
Or kinky.
or kinky or fetishy or fetishist. You can be attracted to someone in leather and not own any leather. It doesn't make you any less of a leather person. We can't all afford everything straight away. We all have jobs. We all have money, and we all have to pay for food and accommodation and ring lights. When we're doing
I don't think everyone
podcasts,
has to pay for ring lights. It's
We
just
do.
us investing.
we do because we're pitch black for last season.
People complained.
People did. I think our audio's better. We'll see. But also say hi if you're still with us. I think we lost a few people through that, but I don't mind.
If they can't handle it, they can't handle it.
Oh God, that's the next game. Oh, we'll have to hide that. But yeah.
Exposed.
Oh, don't expose me. I've tried my best here. But yeah, I think that was a fun game. We talked a bit about some important items. What do items mean? Hey, Sodo. We're just gonna keep doing this. I apologise, Vogue.
Hi.
Halfway through talking, go.
Hi.
Hey.
Also, Ben said a really important thing. Yeah, gear doesn't make a pup, especially because gear is expensive. So and don't be afraid to have cheap things
Or second hand.
Yeah, like Rogue said, if you want to be a pup and you don't know if you want to invest, maybe go and buy yourself a dog collar before you invest in a £100 collar from Mr. S and see how you feel about that. It's not, you don't have to go all in.
I mean, Amazon do very cheap pup hoods now. So
We have a certain
We have an opinion of those. We feel that they aren't really worth the money. But if you feel like they're worth your money, that's fine. I think they're great. But if you know you want to do it, don't go cheap. I'd prefer to save your money because you know what it is. You get attached to pup hoods, and if one breaks, then it's not very positive. So better sometimes, if you know you want to do it, save up and then get a proper one that you know will last you. You're not going to break it within a few months. But it's personal opinion. I know some people love them. My preference is save up. You know you want to wear one, save up.
Yeah, but also if you don't have access to people, lending you hoods for you to try on, and you don't want to invest, then go for it.
Let's go for it. Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we talked about gear. We talked about some stuff, importance, where you can wear stuff, where you can't wear stuff. But obviously, we're here to talk about pup play in general a bit more, and also talk about female representation. So I think you were talking earlier about problems with going to events. They're just male only. So how often does that happen? How does that make you feel being a female presenting person?
it doesn't happen so much anymore. It's been ages since I can last recall not being allowed into an event. So that's not a big issue anymore. I think the biggest thing is that it's just trying to get rid of the stigma that it's weird and everything, because if we go into the whole psychology of it, females are held up to a higher standard than males, and anything that could be seen as weird or degrading to their family can bring down their whole thing. if any of that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, that does a lot of sense. Yeah, because I think I don't want to step out of turn. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's sort of this whole stereotype of that males are sexual, males are a bit more get away with stuff more,
And
while
they're
females have
they're
to.
independent. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, they have their own thing and they have their own life, and that's what they do.
Well, females seem to have to fit this stereotypical good Christian. I'm a virgin. I old-fashioned Victorian. I can't show my ankles because all my ankles. But I think that's still quite. I don't know if that's still quite apparent in our community still, that we still got some older Victorian values. I say Victorian.
I love that.
I like Victorian times.
I don't know. I think a lot of females would be out a lot more if, there wasn't so much of a stigma attached. They could lose their career, they could lose family. So I think a lot more would be out and about, but yeah.
What would you say? Sorry, what would you say to females that are feeling that way, that are feeling that, oh, I can't do this because I'm scared of what's the repercussion of me being who I am, being open, kink and fetish, or engaging in polyamory relationships, that sort
Can I swear?
of. You could go and F it, but no, not really. We're on YouTube.
We're
Not
trying to
really. Well, I wish we could, because I would all the time. You know what I'm like.
Potty mouth.
Yeah, I am.
I'd just say, like, screw it, go for it. Like, it's your life. You got to live it as you want to live it. The repercussions, unfortunately, they're always going to happen. But by rising above it and just being yourself, you're actually quelling the haters. That's what I'd say.
Definitely. And I have to say that sometimes what?
Oh,
You're like
Sorry.
jittery.
I think I've had too much caffeine. I think that's what the
Maybe.
problem is. I went, ooh.
No, and I had a realization like this over the past couple of months that at the end of the day, whatever happens, and there's always going to be criticism, and there's always going to be hate from people who have nothing else to do. And maybe, if your life changes in a certain way, it might be for the best, because your life might have not been the same if you were not explored that area of yourself, that part of yourself. So it might not be that good of a way to repress yourself if that's who you are.
Definitely.
Another thing we talked about, it's probably going on a bit of a tangent. I love going on tangents. My brain goes everywhere. I don't have a straight thinking brain. Bad joke. Bad joke. I apologise.
Look, we lost someone watching because of that.
Sorry, I apologise. So obviously, I am non-binary. But I present quite masculine. I'm part of the
Most
wide
of the time.
most of the time, and I'm part of the transgender umbrella. But I definitely have some trans male friends and trans female friends. The thing that I find is there's a lot of, not always, but sometimes a push of trans women aren't women. That's totally not right, and sometimes a push from I'm generalizing. I'm saying a very few minority of lesbians that believe that trans women shouldn't be in the community because they aren't women, but they are. Are women? They're women. What do you have your views on that? What do you feel? What would you say to people? I know it's a hard topic. I love hard topics. I like pushing the boat out.
It is a very hard topic, because to me, I don't see trans female, trans male. I just see what they want to be.
Yeah.
and I accept them as that because I'm gender fluid myself. So it's it's a difficult one because those turfs out there, they're ridiculous in their thinking of, you know, excluding trans because they're not fully female by birth. They weren't born female, so we have to exclude them. That is just stupid.
That's literally all it is stupid. Like, at the end of the day, I think there was a recent thing where someone called to it. The L is with the T. Like, there's no difference. You're trans female, you are female. You only see the gender that you want to be. I see that I'm non-binary. I sit outside the binary system. Non-binary. Doesn't matter what I was born as apart from a medical point of view. So a doctor wanted, then I am AMAB, so assigned male at birth, because to get the correct healthcare. But my gender is non-binary. It doesn't matter what biological sex I am. It's the way that I present, the way that I think, the way that I act is that gender. And same with trans female. They think that way, they act that way, they present that way. They are female. There should be no difference. It shouldn't be divide between men and women, in my opinion. My little rant. I'm gonna go.
Now that you finish your rant that I hear at least three times a day, thank you very much.
I dropped the mic.
That's why I feel that if anyone comments, before anyone comments that I'm insensitive, I sound bored. I look a little bit bored just because I hear this every single day, 3 times a day. It's like a mantra that they say every single time that they wake up. So they walk into the room. I'm like, okay, it's starting now. Let's go.
Just get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spill it. Get it out. It's fine. I agree, though, definitely. And
you touch it again.
So kind of on a lighter note, I don't know what your sexual preference now is. Is it homoflexible? Potentially?
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, me. I am still actually figuring it out. I do lean more towards females.
Okay.
But I have been with males. I have been with trans. I'm kind of just outing myself here.
I mean, that's absolutely fine. It's fine. We're all figuring it out, and I think it's very, it's a thing that fluctuates a lot, and it can change.
You've been with me too long. You know it fluctuates.
Depending on the time of day. But I wanted to ask you, because obviously for straight people, there are straight kink and fetish events, and for
they're called swingers club.
Swingers clubs, yes.
Generally.
But
I love it. I'm able to educate you here.
The swingers clubs, yes. They're
generally called swingers clubs.
There are straight focused events, swingers clubs. Whereas, when you're in the LGBT community, from my perspective as a gay man, we have LGBT events that are more male dominated. And I was wondering,
male only.
Or male only, obviously, hopefully changing, but male only too. So I was wondering, if how do you look around finding social as well as just play partners as a female looking potentially for females?
I have no idea. Let me know if you find out, because as far as I'm aware, I don't know a single event kink wise that specializes in lesbian. And socially, I think I'd have to travel into London each time from where I am to go to a gay bar or something like that.
Well, not for much longer. We might be, yes. Well, see, we might be announcing something,
Oh yeah, hopefully we might be announcing something as Animagi. I could feel it.
We can say it now.
No one's watching anyway. No one cares about it.
11 people, you can spread it around. It's fine.
We're hopefully doing a full fetish and maybe some independent leather and rubber events social, which are all inclusive, no matter of your gender. So no matter, because a lot of what I find, there's a lot of leather and rubber events and full fetish events which are
Well, male
male
only or
only.
male dominated to the point where females don't sometimes, female presenting people don't sometimes feel comfortable going to those because there are so many male presenting people.
So
Yes, I've encountered that. I've been at an event where it's mainly just male, and I'm just like, well, now I just feel awkward. I should probably just go.
and we really want to try and change that, try and get a bit more all genders represented. That's important, and also make sure that we're giving platform to people that generally in those scenes would be a minority, and hopefully, and it would be hopefully in Reading.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Hopefully in Reading, we
Hopefully.
can find a venue and we can find somewhere that wants us and doesn't say no to
And
us.
COVID doesn't stay around forever.
Yeah, COVID doesn't stay until when I'm 60.
Please no.
No, we'll be here. It'll be
I
like,
don't think you last that long. I might murder you before that.
you know the Muppets?
Yes.
You know the two old people in the booth on the
Oh
Muppets?
my god!
And you see us two as like the two Muppets. So I'll be there like being all like, but also I'll be like having a week ever so often when I feel like I'm being female, like a dress. It'll be like,
no, because one of them when one of them disappears and then the wife of the second
that's
one
me.
comes in.
That's me.
But it's the same puppet
It's the
just
same
dressed
puppet.
in female clothing.
That's me. We're
There it
literally
is.
the two puppets.
We're the Muppet puppets.
We've just been outed as the two puppets from Muppets.
Oh dear.
I
Either
feel
way,
like
yes.
everyone must be
will-
thinking we're going
It will
mental.
hopefully be in Reading, and we're hopefully trying to figure out something this year, depending on the circumstances, obviously with COVID, but fingers crossed. And yes, it would be very. I think coming back to the pub scene, the pub scene it has grown quite a bit and has grown quite a bit with quite young people, and because of that, the kind of so, like there are a lot more people that are a lot more open about their gender, sexuality, and potentially expression. You know, when if you're female, I feel like the pub scene is quite accepting towards you. So we
it's taken its time to be accepting towards females.
yes,
I'm just going to pop that out there. It's taken its time. It's it took I think about 3 to 4 years of me being in the scene, on top of all the previous work that had been done beforehand. So it's just taking its time.
I think it will take the same. I think it will take the same with other fetishes.
but that's what we kind of want to work out. I feel like at this point, when you go to a pub event, even if you're female presenting, you are very much welcome to that event. And that's what we want to do with our socials, is to make sure that you're a rubber fetishist, or you're a leather fetishist, or you're just a person
General
who likes
fetishist.
general fetishist who likes to dress up or likes a certain aesthetic. You can come in regardless of gender and have a good time, and no one has to judge you, and there's no rules on what you have to wear.
Meet other genders that you might be interested in and network.
Yeah.
Like,
that would be great.
I know we won't get this. I know it'll be a long battle, but hopefully with work from people like you, and hopefully, and people just coming and just being there over time, hopefully we can start developing stuff, and then hopefully that means more people can be out and confident to come to these events because there's more females there, and it's just build. I think
it's building on, definitely.
Network, hopefully we can build in a network. Building a network, that's the word. That's the word that I can't say. And hopefully once we start building the network and we start supporting everyone, and even if you're not a leather fetishist, but you're female and you're into leather, or you want to meet other females and socialize and learn about the leather world or rubber world or the fetish world, come along. Say hello. If you're non-binary and want to say hello, learn.
Thumper.
Yeah.
I think another thing is that a lot of people don't realise that women can have the same sexual drive as men. They're just better at hiding it.
Well, they're forced sometimes to hide it, whereas men are usually not forced.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there needs to be that education coming through. But obviously, for us to probably not the best to try and educate that on because we don't understand, and it's not bad that we don't understand, but working with people and networking and talking to people, especially in these events, help to build that education, giving that platform for people like you and other people, and other groups should be doing this, giving a platform to people that we're feeling are underrepresented, not misrepresented, underrepresented in our community, giving them a platform and saying, talk about it. We don't want to be a mouthpiece. You talk, you say exactly how it is, how it actually feels, why this is, because then that's going to attract more people and build a greater network, build a greater diversity, build greater inclusion, and greater equity of the whole community, not just the kink fetish, the LGBTQ. My little moan again. I'm gonna have to get a gag for me at some point.
Oh, that's one that I didn't bring with me. That
Didn't
will be
bring a
perfect
gag,
right
yeah.
now.
I've got something. I've got something for later.
Oh, God. Well, it's now, right?
It's now, yeah. But anyway.
Perfect. So now that we've talked about very serious topics, it's time for a competition. So if you've been following us before, can I explain this before?
Oh, I'm explaining it. You're getting blindfolded.
So can I explain why? I don't know. Either way, so if you've been if you've been with us before, in 2020 we've been doing a little bit of a competition between guests, where we would be asking them questions. It was kind of a quiz type thing, and we thought that we would try something a little bit different in 2021. So it's version 2 of the competition. The idea is to explain the word. I don't know why I said it. But yeah,
such a weird voice that you
explain the word.
Explain the word.
Well, basically, self-explanatory. It's like Heads Up. If you've ever watched Ellen DeGeneres, they play it on their show.
It's the game that we're all playing with. We've got the thing on the head, but unfortunately, we haven't. There's no point in me putting anything on my head because Rogue won't see. So we've got it up on the slide, so you people at home will see what word is coming up. I'm going to blindfold Zael, so Zael has no clue at all what's on the screen. So I'm going to quickly do that.
I just appreciate how all the games that you think of make me do all the work and thinking. That's very fun.
Yes, because I'm the dominant.
Fun and fresh. Oh, shut up. I've seen you in the bedroom. Yeah.
There you go.
No comment to that.
There you go. Can you see how many fingers I'm holding up?
25.
Okay, you can't see. So Rogue, you're going to have 5 minutes to do as many of these as possible. They're LGBTQ plus and kink fetish related. We've got a maximum of 10 words. I can't see where I'm looking. So are you ready?
Yeah.
On your marks, get set, go. Playing that one.
It's a shared interest of us both.
Pub.
That's what we're talking
play.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One.
So you are sexually attracted to both genders.
Bisexual.
Yeah. I'll let the words say.
Oh.
It's a 4-letter acronym. We're both quite into it.
BDSM.
Yep.
Yeah.
3.
Oh,
Can't say the second part of the word.
Nope. Tends to be a white male. One biological sex.
Cis.
Yeah, cis. That's 4.
Traffic light system.
I don't know.
What would you call if you needed to stop a scene?
Oh, safe word.
Yeah, that's 5.
My life. I'm joking. If you're not sure on what you are
Questioning.
currently.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Bit restraint. You could use handcuffs. You could do rope.
Oh, bondage.
Yep.
I've mentioned this before. I currently am. I'm not female, but I'm not male.
Gender fluid.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's 7. I don't know. I lost count.
This is a big one. It's usually used within SSC. It's the last one. You know your acronyms.
Talk about it all the time. Come on.
Wait, SSC.
SSC.
What
Does it stand for?
I don't know. I'm really bad with acronyms.
If you get asked permission, they're giving you
Consent.
Yep.
Oh, good.
This last one.
What Thumper definitely isn't. I'm joking.
Dominant.
Close.
Opposite of bottom.
Oh, top.
Yeah.
I'm a top.
And that's it. You did it. Oh, so I've stopped the timer. I think that was 2:05. Can you write 2:05 somewhere?
2:05.
So you did it in 2 minutes 5 seconds. You went through all 10. I don't know why the timer's going on again. You did all 10 in 2 minutes and 5 seconds.
Thank you.
We can double check and do the speed count. We could go frame by frame and double check. But I think it was 2 minutes 5 for my rough estimate. And that's it. So you're on top of the leaderboard for the moment. With
I'm the only one, aren't I?
Yeah, the only one at the moment. So you've got answered all 10 questions in 2 minutes 5 seconds. Will the person next week beat you? We're unsure which guest we have next week. I believe at the moment it will be.
Thank you, Jennifer. I did my best.
Good game. We're hoping that it's going to be with Daddy Dega, who is going to talk about safety and also consent. So safety and consent within our community. What's the importance of that? Oh,
Charlie. Hi, Charlie.
Charlie said hi. You know who Charlie is?
Fidget.
Fidget.
Oh, hi, Fidget.
I didn't want to say.
I got used to calling him Charlie all the time.
Yeah.
So
and then I was also
like, wait, what is?
Also, I wasn't sure if to say the name, but then anyway, says hi. So yeah, hopefully we've got someone talk about safe and consensual practices next week. So it should be an important topic. I'd like to thank Rogue. You're there. Thank you, Rogue.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, look
yeah, there.
Right there.
Thank you for having us and talking about a really important topic. I think it's a topic that we want to discuss again, hopefully in the future soon. Thank you for Club F.O.D for having us. Thank you for letting us talk about whatever we want to talk about. I get so much freedom. I don't know why. Thank you, Zael, my co-host. I don't know why you're my co-host, but I think you're the only one available.
I wonder why people think that we're in a relationship. I'm going to put it out there. We are not in a relationship. Thumper just likes touching my knee a lot. I'm just going to say, it's a PSA every single episode from now on.
Yeah. And also, thank you to Animagi CIC, the company that... It's a kitty cat! Thank you, Animagi CIC, for... helping produce this, helping work with it. So pretty much me. If you want to find out more about the events that we're doing, we also do run a pet play event, and also we're looking at doing some more full fetish events. Go and follow us at Animagi CIC on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yes, maybe TikTok.
No, we're not doing TikTok. Not TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah,
no,
TikTok.
We're not doing TikTok.
I just want you to do the dances. It's gonna be fine.
Right. Okay.
Why?
No. Anyway, thank you, and thank you all of you so much for joining us. Join us next week, same time, Wednesday, 8 p.m. at Club F.O.D socials. that really well. And hopefully we can talk about some really important topics and engage with you more during this lovely season where we're in lockdown and we're enjoying the company of video calls and calls such as this.
Might as well tune in all the time because you know, nothing else to do.
And tune in on Saturday for Saturday. Sophie and
Yes.
Jamie, they do a lovely Saturday.
It's almost always good fun.
It was almost good fun. Don't say that. Jamie's going to come for you now.
It's always good fun. I'm for it. I'm sorry. It happens sometimes.
Anyway, I hope to see you next week. Have fun. And we'll leave you on the holding slide because I remember the holding slide. See you later. Bye.